So I think you can have certain attachment styles with certain people, but I think as you grow up and you experience stuff, unfortunately, sometimes that can change for the better.
For sure.
Or the worse.
So back to my point, what makes us different? One of my best friend's parents, I saw them communicate well. I saw them overcome adversity. They always came back to each other, because seeing is believing. If you don't believe it, if you can't see it, it's really hard to imagine things.
It's interesting because I grew up with secure attachment. Like I do know that my parents love me. I've never doubted that.
Good.
But I think experiences have changed my attachment style.
Okay.
When I started dating and when I started to be more independent. So I think you can have certain attachment styles with certain people, but I think as you grow up and you experience stuff, unfortunately, sometimes that can change for the better.
For sure.
Or the worse.
No, I think it can.
Yeah.
I always just think of it as it's like your foundation. It's your starting point. Like, and we'll get into it in a little while, but to me, those are like those initial examples. Let me give you like a quick example, and I want to go back to you because I want to hear what you think about it. It's like, I'll give you a small example. So one of my best friend's parents, which I'm going to interview actually on the show in the near future, just beautiful people. They raised two great sons, and I see the way that they have conducted themselves throughout their life, right? And I've worked with a lot of different people. I have my own lived experience, and I've thought about it at great length, like what makes us different. Like, take away culture. Like, I'm not focusing on that. Just what makes us different. If you think about those lived experiences, right? There's examples that are being set for you from when we're very, very small. When I see two people here and they have a loving relationship and they communicate well, if I'm the child and I'm observing that, I know that that's normal, that's okay, and that's what I deserve, right? If I see two parents that are arguing, sniping at each other, or one's hot and one's cold, one's passive aggressive, one doesn't engage, I also see that as normal. More than likely, I will imitate what I saw.
Yeah.
Because I believe that is normal. So back to my point, what makes us different? One of my best friend's parents, I saw them communicate well. I saw them overcome adversity. They always came back to each other. So they demonstrated, number one, that it's possible, because seeing is believing. If you don't believe it, if you can't see it, it's really hard to imagine things. But also, when you grow up with it, it normalizes it to the strongest degree. So you don't doubt, like, can I find somebody to walk through life with? You're like, of course I can. Yeah. My parents are still together.
Yeah.
And they're not the same people. They're very different. They have issues, but they work through stuff.
Yeah.
So just trying to emphasize the point, like, those early years, they really set the tone and the precedent for what we think we deserve, what we are accustomed to. And sometimes we have to do that inner work, like I was saying earlier, to challenge what you learned.